Hey everyone, let's get right down to it. Here we have a great example of a potentially keto-friendly sucralose sweetened drink. From the studies I was able to find, it seems like most of the debated positive and/or negative effects of sucralose depend very much on two things. One is your current underlying hormonal state, or what do your hormones look like? And two is the type of food you do or don't eat while consuming sucralose. So let it be known, I have not yet found any study showing that sucralose by itself negatively affects blood glucose or insulin. This is because out of the hundreds of studies that I have found regarding sucralose, most of them use what's called an OGTT method of testing, meaning that 15 minutes before the subject is given sucralose in water, or 15 minutes after they're given sucralose in water, they're then given a dose of actual sugar, okay? And then they take measurements for blood glucose and insulin from 15 minutes up to 3 hours after. Let's talk about what do I mean when I say your response to sucralose may depend on your current hormonal state. Simple terms, this means if you already have a healthy insulin response, if you exercise regularly, if you're not diabetic and not obese, then you may not have any or as much of a rise in blood sugar or insulin levels when consuming sucralose. On the contrary, if you are diabetic, obese, don't exercise regularly, or just feel you may have some insulin resistance, then you will be more likely to experience increased spikes in blood glucose and insulin after eating or drinking something that contains sucralose, along with any other mainly carb-based food. That is the key. Because remember, in the testing, they give them sucralose and then a shot of glucose after, which raises a big question. So like I said, if all these studies showing sucralose can raise blood sugar and insulin levels, if they also use glucose in the testing, aka sugar, then what about on a high-fat diet? Like, that's what keto's all about, right? So on keto, we're not eating real sugar. So that's like the question for the ages. I haven't found any study on it yet. When I do find one, I'll make sure to let all of you know. And if you find one, then please let me know. So what's the takeaway from all this? Number one is, since many studies have shown an increased spike in blood glucose and insulin levels after consuming sucralose and glucose together, I would highlight that those of you who find themselves, sneaking little bites of sweets, saying, oh, just one cookie won't throw me off, or if you continually cave into, say, not following keto just for vacation or holidays or parties, etc., if this is you, then maybe sucralose sweetened beverages, even though they say 0 calorie, could be a good idea to stay away from. Or if you are someone who isn't cheating with sweets, but still find yourself frequently going over on carbs, then it is possible some of those extra carbs, if eaten, I'd say within 3 to 6 hours of consuming anything with sucralose in it, could create a more dramatic insulin spike and lead to stalled weight loss. For this reason, we have sucralose on the avoid side of our hidden sugars guide. Hopefully you've seen that. If not, you can download it. Now, if you are a person who is currently able to use a sucralose sweetened beverage to effectively conquer cravings, then I'd say, yeah, of course, more power to you. As long as you're not frequently going over in carbs, but able to stay around that 5% net carbs every day, then using sucralose in moderation could be an awesome option for you. Meaning, don't go having 2, 3, 4 or more sucralose sweetened beverages or food items every single day. Maybe just stick to one, or even just a few servings per week could be a good idea. Now, do I think that for most people overall, stevia is a better option? Yes, I do. And that is why we have decided to use stevia in all of our Team Keto supplements. For example, here I have our Team Keto Fuel, which is an exogenous ketone drink. It uses stevia as its sweetener and it tastes absolutely fantastic. as well as helping you stay in ketosis and just feel overall more energized. So if you'd like to learn more, guys, make sure to check them out on teamketo.com.